All right, Shalawam. This is GMS Louisiana Saints coming back at you with another quick live lesson. As always, want to give all praises, glory, infinite honor to Yahawah,
Hawah
Yahawashi.
Bashim
Bahasham,
Yahushai
Yahawashi,
Bashim Makai
bahasham,
Kodash.
Rakakwadash.
Give honor to the elders, apostles of GMS. Peace and blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect and those that follow after the Lamb. All right, in this particular lesson, we're gonna go over. All right, Russia. All right, and them being that great and mighty bear of these times. All right, that same bear or that same country is ultimately going to play as the main character. All right, or the main people, main opposition that's going to destroy this horde called America, man. All right, which is also uh predestined to happen. All right, according to prophecy, according to uh the times that we're in now, man. All right, which is going to be brought forth through the Lord. All right, give me that. Start me off with Proverbs 21:1.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahawah, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will.
Right. So the king's heart. All right. And who is the kings? All right. Or the king. The king of Russia is who right now? Putin, man. But he has prime minister and different other people behind him that sit in other power seats, but the Lord is controlling them. Just as over here in America, you have Sleepy Joe, right? And you have the bankers working on both sides, that we know. But ultimately, the Lord is controlling their minds to bring them forth into World War III. All right, for the great battle of World War III, man, which we tell you time and time again through prophecies, through these scriptures, that even Yahawashi is gonna take part in that thing, man. All right. But start me off with Matthew 24 and start at about 4.
Can I get a precept real quick to back what you just said?
Yeah, go ahead.
This Sirach 18 and 3. It's talking about the Most High. It says, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will, for he is the king of all, by his power dividing holy things among them from profane. So the Most High he's the king that controls these so-called kings of this world. So that prophecy can be fulfilled. You got it out.
All right, and just as the bankers think they control both sides of the war, the Most High is also controlling them on both sides too, man. All right, and one of the main players, to stay on topic, one of the main players that he's using to bring forth this destruction. Even Putin knows that. All right, Vladimir Putin knows he's going to be the one. All right, to blaze this bitch, man. All right, to take America out, man. And that's why he's sitting in his seat. He's that cool, calm poker player right now, man. All right, he's sitting in the seat to where he knows that in due time, all right, I'm going to be the one to do that. That's why he has everything lined up. Even in the sense right now, you have the Lord putting him in that Soviet Union state of mind, man. All right, that's why you're seeing this thing going on over there in Kazakhstan. You're seeing this tug of war with Ukraine, man, over the land of Ukraine, and you see that this man, Putin, he wants those allied countries that were once part of that Soviet Union. He wants them back, all right. And ultimately, the Lord's going in these couple of days, months, whatever, however the Most High, because we on His time. Once it happen, He's going to go in there, man. All right, and that's going to start a whirlwind of conflicts, with Iran. It's gonna start some shit with what's the mother of goddamn them gutter rats over there in Israel. All right, it's gonna start a big conflict, which what we want, man. All right, but the big bear gonna prevail, man. All right, they're gonna come on through. All right, with those missiles, just as many other countries associated. All right, with Russia, with NATO. In the allies of America going to turn on this whore. Would you have something to say? I'm talking about Ryan. You had something to say?
Oh no, but I do have that Matthew 24.
Oh, okay. I thought you had something to say, but go ahead.
Yeah. This is Matthew 24, verse 4. And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yeah, all these things must come to pass. The wars, the rumors of wars. All right, we've been in that time of nothing but rumors of conflicts. All right, you hear rumors of Russian jets passing over U.S. Service ships and shit. You hear about the U.S. Uh, putting their hand, even this Pakistan situation. They're saying now on the major news that America has something to do. America, all right, the UN, NATO has they have found information that they're the ones that starting up the conflict over there in Pakistan, all right? And now they didn't send Russia didn't send troops over there to basically dead all the uprising, all right? But this is what we got. We got a proxy war. It's finna turn into an actual physical war, man. All right. See something? Okay. Keep going, up.
Yeah, just to back you up, the U.S. and NATO are playing out of the same playbook they did for Ukraine, fomenting a so-called color revolution there, sending in agent provocateurs to act like people are naturally fighting against the government so they can overthrow that government and set up a puppet so they can be that much closer to Russia's border so they can set up nuclear missiles to have a much better position to do a first strike in the event of a nuclear conflict.
Right. Well, but we know you best believe Russia is not gonna let that happen, man. All right. Go ahead,
Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Right, which we're seeing. We're seeing nation and rising against nation, man. And this particular uprising, this war is gonna be physical, man. All right, somebody's gonna bust the first shot. Somebody's gonna kill, which America already did bust the first shot, going back into last year with Soleimani, man. All right, so that's still on the table. That fire, that revenge, still burning in the hearts. And then what nation that was? That's
Iran.
which one?
That Soleimani was the general in?
Yeah,
Iran.
yeah, Iran, man. That's still burning in Iran's heart, man. All right, and we know that Russia has been a big help. All right, in the Iranian people, man. All right, giving them supplies, giving them uranium rods to create their own missiles to defend themselves, man. They've been playing as the big uncle, the big brother, whatever you want to call it, man. Which that's in the scriptures. We're gonna get that in a few minutes too. All right, which goes into Ezekiel 38. All right.
You mind if I make a point real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, that animosity has even been brewing past Iran and the assassination of Soleimani. Russia's been hot with the U.S. ever since they overthrew Muammar Gaddafi in Libya, because Russia actually at that time Russia believed that the U.S. and the UN and NATO weren't going to do anything if Muammar Gaddafi gave up his nuclear capable weapons. So that's why they didn't make a big issue over him doing that. But then after he did that and Russia didn't do anything, what did you see? The US and NATO go in with the air campaign and proxy mercenaries to overthrow his government, and they butchered that man live on camera. And the US and Russia isn't gonna allow that to happen again.
Right, just with that guy, what are the names? Syria. He's been hiding for years now, man.
Assad.
Assad, man. You try to do the same thing to Assad. So these nations are waking up to you being a goddamn devil that you always been, man. All right, the man that speaks with a forked tongue, talking about you, Esau. All right, you, your army. All right, your so-called government and your shadow government that rules with an iron fist, that rules with a forked tongue, man. You ain't nothing but the biggest liars there is, man. The biggest killers there is, man. All right. And that's all you've been on earth. You've been the biggest devil there is, man. Stealing resources, stealing the minds of the people. All right, polluting the water, polluting the air, the food. All right, and you just a murderer, man. A vampire, man. A blood-sucking vampire, man. All right, and now it's your time to go down, man. That's why the Lord has put, all right, the Lord has put into place, all right, a fold for you, man, and that fold is Russia, all right, and they got just about as much nuclear capability, much war power, war weapons as you do, man. But like I said, the big flip of this whole thing is that your own allies going to turn against you and gang up on you, man. All right. That's why they go. Now I'm gonna get the scriptures later because I don't want to get ahead of myself. But read down to 14 though.
Okay. Verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Right. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. That's why the prophets, the teachers, the apostles, and the men of GMS we keep pumping into your heads, man. Your thick skulls, man. You jakes out there that these are the beginning of sorrows. These are the times that was once told. All right, of old, man. This ain't time to come up. This ain't time to talk about getting that bag, all right, and running a Fortune 500 company coming out of college, man. That shit is not gonna happen. All right, all right. This whore is finna go bankrupt and default on that American dollar, man. To where ultimately everything else is gonna be a domino snowball effect. It's getting ready to happen over here. The dollar collapsing, all right, which is evident through the high prices of inflation, through the high price of austerity. It's finna happen or happening. All right. Then you have right behind that you have class wars or sedition amongst men. All right. All these things are gonna bring this horde down. Hey, even now we in the month of January, 2022. All right. We still haven't seen the peak of winter, man. For us down here where they can actually use that term, all right, dark, all right, slash winter, man. And I had to put that in there for YouTube, dumbass, man. So they'll strike you if you say that, you know.
Hey,
Go ahead.
there was a poll that just came out recently saying 34% of Americans think it's acceptable to use violence against the U.S. government.
Yeah, I seen that, man. So that's the whole time the apostles, including the men of the apostles, including my time in this truth, that's what they've been trying to do. They've been trying to get you people out of your houses, all right, and get your ass on the streets clashing with the government. It's been the hardest thing to do to get your lazy asses up, man. Now they have it to where they took the jobs from you, all right. They didn't took the sense of comfort, all right, the sense of convenience from you to where now you're mad, man. And they got you right where they want to have you, man. Which is good. Which is a good thing, all right?
Okay.
But that's what I say. This is what's finna happen. What you about to say? My bad.
No, I just agreeing with you.
Yeah. Yeah, but go ahead. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
That's red letter. That's going to the men of the Lord, man. Some of us, all right, real quick, give me Revelations 2, 9 and 10. All right, which we signed up for this, man. We have an understanding, a full-blown understanding. What's the possibility? All right. When you do this thing that we do, which is the world's dangerous job, man. All right. The world's dirtiest job, dangerous job. You want to have it, you want to call it. That's what we signed up for. We have understanding that, man. The apostles, the men back then had an understanding of what's the possibility. But so be it, man. It is what it is, you know. But Lord will, all right. We don't focus on that. We focus on the salvation and deliverance of what can be, the hope that the men of the Lord has in their grips, man. Yeah, we know that we faced with that, but we in a better seat than 2/3, man. We're in a better seat than the ones who don't know. All right.
I got okay.
You got a precept for that?
Kind of.
Like, go ahead.
Just to back up what you said. Hey, you should know what you signed up for when you put your hand to the plow. That there was a reward beyond imagination for it. But that to get to that reward, that road is going to be narrow, and it's going to go to some very dark places. But as it's about to say in Romans 8 and 18, And this is the mindset you should be having going forward, knowing that these persecutions are coming and that we're going to be hated for the name of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Well, break it down, brother.
As it says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this present time, the persecution, loved ones turned against you, some of us getting thrown into concentration camps, and even some of us being martyrs for this truth, are not worthy to be compared with the glory that shall be revealed in us, being of that elect number, being joint heirs with Yahawashi. As it says in 1 John, I believe, it does not yet it's not yet seen what we shall be when he is revealed, but we shall be like him. Speaking of Yahawashi. Hey, I brought this hour that number, but we're going to be as the house of David if we endure these sufferings and make it to the end. And as it says in Zechariah, the feeblest among them shall be as David, but the house of David shall be as God. As I always say, when you think about that, you really can't put a price tag on it. You can't even, your imagination and these bodies can't even comprehend what that entails. So it's definitely worth suffering the things that we're about to go to, because again, as it says, it's not worthy to be compared to the times that are coming and what's going to be revealed in us.
That's right. And like I said, the brother said, we're gonna be like him, man. All right. But keep going in that Matthew 24.
Verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many.
Right, and we see all that going on, man. Even in these times, a bunch of false prophets and rised up, some have fallen. You have more every goddamn summer, over the summer, through the damn winter. You have one pop up, man. You know, and all these guys, they come and go. All right, but the true men of the Lord hold strong, man. They're still here. Where, like right now, where's Occupy Wall Street at? The one, where they call themselves the 1%? Where they at, man? All right, where's Polite and all these other characters that you done had? Shaka Utmost. All right, Comfy. All right, and the list goes on and on and on. All right, and these guys get, even this other cat, they try to say he faked it. He did a so-called faking of his debt. Crack the news.
Yeah.
Crack the news. Crack on the news, or whatever the fuck you want to call him. This character, man. These cats come and go. You know, they do everything is for clout. Everything's for that lucrative sake, man. Getting that guapo, man. All right, and a lot of you numbskulls, you copper tops, you believe that shit. All right, but then when you get burned, you want to come back. Oh yeah, GMS said that, man. They said that about this guy. They said this about that guy, man. You gonna learn, a lot of you gonna learn the hard way, man. All right, a lot of you boneheads out there you gonna get put to death by believing these damn charlatans, man. These hirelings, man. All right. All right, this ain't the time. This ain't the time to be being in a wayward doctrine. All right, being swayed one way. Oh, I'm easily persuaded this. I'm easily persuaded that, man. You better know solid, have a full-blown understanding on what the hell was going on, man. All right, but let's get back to the lesson, man. You know that it comes up every now and then. You know, it happens.
It's the spirit.
What you about to say?
I just say it's the spirit. How the spirit moves.
Keep going up.
Verse 11. Verse 11 again. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
And we're seeing the love of many wax cold, all right? All right. What you see on the media, all right, with the people killing, the crime going up, the love of many has waxed cold, man. People are on the edge. All right, the people on the edge, man, for what's going on with the, all right, with the Victoria's Secret, all right. Everybody in race standing in line, getting a big pokey for the Victoria's Secret, and then they done lost their jobs. There's no more money. Gas prices, food prices have lost. You know, have brought them to the end of a short fuse attitude, man. They just real short with their attitudes and their temper, man. To where people blowing each other away. All right, and this is just the start of it. This ain't even the beginning, the true beginning of sorrows, man. All right, but go ahead. You had something to say?
Yeah, I was just to back up that precept saying the love of many shall wax cold. I was driving to go pick up some food, and there's a diner down here where they have a different little saying on their billboard every day. Sometimes it's giving some birthday information or a graduation or a little witty comment. But this billboard today was talking about, I think it was a Jake down here who shot his baby in the head or something, and they mentioned that, and they said, "Where is the outrage underneath it?" Hey, there is no outrage of it because occurrences like that are becoming a common everyday thing. So people are becoming emotionally cold and numb to it. And with these people dealing with a whole host of other issues in their personal lives, they ain't got time for it. They're really getting into that dog eat dog. I got to get it how I live. Hey, it's every man for himself spirit out here. And as it says, it's just the beginning of sorrows. Things are going to get much worse and dark and despicable and horrific out here as we get closer and closer to Yahawashi's second coming.
That's right, man. Yeah, keep going.
Con. Verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right, that's the ultimate goal in this thing. This thing of ours called this truth, man. Enduring, having a mind frame of enduring to the end, man. Not wavering and falling off. All right, not getting weak in the end. Why would you get weak? All right, when the credits, the movie is almost over with and the credits finna show, man. All right, why would you get weak? That's when you're supposed to get strong at the end of the race, man. At the end of the race, that's when you turn it on, man. All right. Read that part again and go to 14.
Con.
To hit it home, man.
This is Matthew 24, verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
That's right. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Yeah, and this what happens? Read it one more time, Baba Kasha.
Con. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Has not that happened? Has we not told you? You know, we didn't told you about camps popping up all around the world, man. Japan, Central South Africa. All right, you got brothers all around the world. This truth ultimately has been preached all around the world, man. Yeah, there's accounts of brothers being early on in the military. You got Elder Malcolm. I talked about how different nations have translated these same scriptures, these same videos that we're talking to, these epistles into their own language, man, to where they can understand what it is and exactly what we're saying. Has that not happened? All right, has not the unicorn blown that horn, man? Which is the internet. The Most High allowed the internet to be spread this truth all around the world, man. So this particular scripture has happened, man. And it says, then shall the end come. So we're at the end. We're in the beginning. We're at the end of this thing, man. All right? That's why we give you, that's why when you look at our videos, you look at different pages, the number one thing that the prophets, the teachers, and apostles will be give you is what? Prophecy, man. All right? We push prophecy the hardest because that's the point. That's the main point of this matter, man. Prophecy. All right, these churches ain't giving you prophecy; they're giving you prosperity. That feel good, that snake oil, man. These other ABC camps, they're giving you prosperity too, man. All right, they're actually rocking you to sleep. Go ahead.
If I could just say real quick, a lot of these camps push the commandments, but the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. When you hear the prophecies, you're going to fear the Lord and start to keep the commandments anyway. You don't have to lead with commandments. When you find out America's going to be destroyed and you live in America, of course you're going to want to repent. You start with the prophecies. You got it out.
Right. Because what the prophecies do, let me see if what the prophecies do it does this particular scripture here. One of you brothers can get. Where am I? Where am I?
Let me get this real quick out.
Okay.
This is a letter to the Hebrews 11:7. By faith, Noah, being warned of the Most High of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house. And that's what we're doing. That was the first death, which was by water. The second death is going to be by fire. And we're moved with fear, being warned of the Most High, and we're warning Israel. That starts with prophecy, man. You got it out.
And another thing,
another good one is Acts 31, Acts 9 and 31, and I'm trying to find this other one real fast.
I got the Acts. You gonna say something, Ryan?
I'm just gonna back up what you said about these camps out here pushing the law, but through prophecy and first and foremost fearing the Most High. Hey, that builds up your faith, and everything that we're saying is true. So that leads you to find the laws. And it's no different with Abraham. He had faith in the Most High. So what did he do? He left off of the ways of his father, circumcised himself, and started following after his true power, and had the faith to believe in the Most High when he told him to sacrifice Isaac. He walked in 144% faith, which led to him showing his works to prove his faith.
Okay. And the prophecies, I got the Acts, Doc, if you want to.
Yeah, get the other one too, cause the damn shit crashed on me. Get through the terror of the Lord we persuade men, because with prophecy, through the understanding of prophecy, all right, understanding the times and what these prophecies have in store to come, it puts a fear in you, which gets you in correction to get right, man. All right, understanding 200 million missiles going to hit America. Understanding the martial law, the troops, they should come in like a flood. You know, the troops and different things of that nature. You get in line, man, through fear of the Most High. You understand that this is all culminated by the Most High bringing his terror and wrath, all right, on Babylon the Great and on the wicked, man. So you ultimately get in line. You get your shit together, as they say. All right.
God, I got the Acts, just Acts 9 and 31. Then had the churches rest throughout all Judea and Galilee and Samaria, and were edified, and walking in the fear of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, and in the comfort of the Holy Spirit were multiplied.
Yeah, man. And that's what it does, man. One thing that it multiplies too, it multiplies your faith. You grow in faith through the fear of Yahawashi, man. By walking in fear, by understanding these prophecies, man. All right, that's the problem with a lot of you so-called self-proclaimed Christians. You don't walk in fear. You walk in your own heart and your own belly to do what you want to do, man. All right, but now understanding that the Lord asks for you to fear Him, man. All right, and you're gonna fear the Lord when the Lord really raises. Going back into the lesson at hand, when the Lord truly raises his bear up to do his thing, to go on his rampage, you're gonna fear, man. All right. This is the times, man. Give me Ezekiel 38, 2. 38 and 1.
And I got that terror of the Lord if you still want it.
Or before we get that 38, give me that terror, the terror of the Lord, and then I'm gonna while you go into your article. I forgot about that.
Okay, this is 2 Corinthians 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. But
yeah, through the terror of the Lord, man. Understanding how the Lord get down and get busy, and what he can do you know. We did a video a while back telling you the Lord can kill you, man, in the most horrific, gruesome way, man. All right, you can actually be a part of these prophecies, man. How? Having a nuke drop on your goddamn head, man. No, go ahead.
Hey, there are people out there right now who could be watching this video who are destined to take part in that judgment and written in the story of that prophecy. Hey, somebody's got to fill these lots out here. The judgment And the salvation, Abaratazah, we and you sincere Akim and Aqua to fulfill that lot of salvation and don't fulfill that lot of judgment.
Right, man. Somebody gotta play the part of the movie. You know, just like you got in the movie in the last part of the script, you got guy one, guy two, the guy the stunt driver, and you know what the guy damn, don't tip my tongue.
It just says in the credits, it just has extras and all the names in a long list under it. They don't have the character they played next to it or anything. It's just extras.
They're not
That's,
written
that's
in the
you guys, man. That's preserved. What Second Peter say? Reserve to the day of the Lord, man. A lot of you people are just reserved to the day of the Lord. You're gonna be a part of that. You're gonna learn what fear and the terror, and you're gonna learn about these prophecies by really going through it, man. If you understand what I'm saying, you're gonna be going through it, literally, man. All right, because Russia. Back to the topic at hand. These Russians are ready to use them nukes, man. All right, these Russians have been skilled. What it is? Skilled artificers. They've been skilled ministers of the Most High, man. All right, they've been these goddamn, because they're the devil too. All right, let's not get it twisted. They're the goddamn devil too. What they have done, they have put together what we call the hypersonic missile, man. All right, that's a missile above all the missiles they got now. They're ready to use them. They want to see what that missile can do. They're tired. You best believe they're tired shooting them motherfuckers on the side of mountains and desert areas, man. They want to see what it does to people, to flesh, all right? What it does to the bone marrows of people, to the cars and buildings and streets and whatever else you got, man. They want to see that shit really be on display, man. Just like when you get it's like when you get you a nice little piece. Man, you tired looking at it in the box, you know, wiping on it and shit. You steady fucking with you want to go see what it can do, man. You want to see what I want to hear the pop, the bang. I want to mess with it, man. So the same thing with these versions. They're ready to use those. Hey, the Most High is ready for them to get down, man. Yahawashi is ready to get down. Yahawashi has 2,000 years of anger in his heart, man, to let it out on you goddamn Edomites, man. Even you damn Russians, you gonna get a piece of Yahawashi too, man. You Chinese, you gonna get a part of that too. But you gonna be using to play your part in this thing, man. What you got out?
I was just gonna say real quick, the Most High put such a heavy artificer spirit on these Russians that not only did they create these hypersonic missiles, that the U.S. generals even admit that they don't have any anti-missile defense system that can stop it, but they also put the spirit on these Russians to create the S-500 anti-missile defense system, which specifically stops their own hypersonic missiles. So anything America comes up with, they play catch up with some hypersonic missiles. Russia's got the counter to that. They've got the offensive and the defensive weapons. So the Most High has these American Edomites in the ultimate trick bag. And then to back up what you were saying, you Russian Edomites are still devils, and you Chinese are heathens. When you read in Isaiah chapter 11, it says that they shall spoil them. They shall spoil Esau. They shall fly to the east and spoil Esau and Moab. So the elect, led by Yahawashi, after the dust settles and the Edomites in Babylon are destroyed, hey, they're going to come and enslave. We're that number. Yahawashi and the elect are going to fly to the east and enslave you Russian Edomites and you Moabites and you other heathen nations. So if you're not an Israelite, there's nothing good coming your way. The only thing that's coming your way is judgment, and it's as simple as that.
Yeah, this one read letter by Yahawashi. This is Matthew, all right? Because ultimately we know that you Russians are Edomites and you so-called Americans are Edomites, all right? And you're against each other. You've been against each other from the beginning of time, man. All right? Every movie, every video game, every sense of understanding of American Russia, they always had them versus each other, man. So this already been predestined to happen, right? That Russian bear, all right, is gonna ultimately give the deadly wound to this whore, man. This is Matthew 12 and 21. Matthew 12 and 21, it says, and Yahawashi knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand, man. All right? And that's ultimately the kingdom of Edom is divided. It's inner fighting, it's inner warring against each other. Even you Amalekites, man. Y'all the same nation, y'all against each other, and you're gonna be brought down to desolation, man. All right? You're not gonna prevail. You Russians, even though we're talking about you tonight, even though we're going into you tonight, guess what? You still not gonna become the world power there is. You goddamn Japs, man. All right? You goddamn you Moabites and you Ammonites, man. You're not gonna come to the next world power, even though you believe you is. You believe you sit in the next seat to be in power, but you're not though, man. All right, you're gonna be brought down too. But go ahead, you brothers go. I think you got an article. I think other brother got you had something.
Oh,
I think that brother had an article, right?
Gone.
Yeah, go into the article, right?
Gone. It says Kazakhstan's uprising was a long time coming, and it's unwelcome distraction for Vladimir Putin. And it's on CNN World. It says, for drivers in Western Kazakhstan, it was not a happy new year when January 1st brought a doubling in the price of liquid petroleum gas. Only a few dozen people took to the streets to protest, but within 3 days, their anger was echoed by people across the vast, resource-rich Central Asian state, fed up with everything from unemployment and inflation to corruption. The security forces had the upper hand to begin with, vastly outnumbering those who braved arrest and sub-zero temperatures to protest. So these are people that are protesting in sub-zero temperatures, man. That's you really feel a way if you're going out protesting in the public and it's negative whatever degrees. Like that goes back to 2nd Esdras 15, where it says there shall be sedition among men, and they would not regard their princes. It says, but by January 4th, spontaneous unrest had engulfed Almaty, the largest city in the authoritarian former Soviet state. The government's promises to roll back the price increase and offer other economic support were too little and too late. So you have fires being started, turmoil. You have all sorts of unrest going on in this place, and you can see Capitol buildings are on fire. People are taken to the streets. There's mobs now. It's crazy, man.
One.
Yeah, you got it.
This is 2nd Esdras 9, and I'm gonna read down to 3. I'm gonna read down to 3. It says, and he answered me and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou see the part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, thou shalt understand that it is the same very time in which the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when thou shall be seen earthquakes and uproars, all right, uproars of the people in the world. You got that?
John, that's what we're seeing right now. Uproars of the people. These are people going against the police. The police are shooting rubber bullets. They're just setting Capitol buildings on fire. The mayor of he says the violence that broke out in that city on Wednesday encouraged Tokayev to make a more hardline approach. He said bandit elements had beaten police and robbed stores. The unrest had become a question of the safety of our citizens, and he would act as toughly as possible. And this all goes back to Esau's plan. He intentionally sets up situations. They call it pressure from above, pressure from below. They intentionally set up situations to make their citizens riot so that they can justify bringing in harsher elements, things of that nature. This is all planned. Riots in the back.
That same thing is coming to over here too. Let's not get that. Let's get that understood. That same thing, all right, is going to happen to you Americans, man. This is what this brother going into. You Americans understand the position that you're sitting in right now with the C-19. These devils going to bring pressure from above and pressure from below to get you to go and do some heinous acts out here, man. To burn some shit, to flip over some shit. You know what I'm going into, man. All right, hold on now. All right, exactly what this brother, because these same things was going on. If you brothers remember Greece, don't even, they try to keep Greece hidden away in the news now, man.
Venezuela too.
Venezuela.
Venezuela, yeah, all those things are coming to America, man. All right, really they here, man. It just pulling the cord on this whore, man. Once the cord of green light gets ushered in, all right, by the top people at the top of the government, you're gonna see the same things happening over here. Cause you people, like the brother went into that article, you people, all right, you damn Generation Z, you young boys out there, I'm talking about across the board, all you nations, y'all ready to get busy against the government, man. Y'all ready to get out here and start looting, all right, start shooting, all right, busting bottles and you ready to get down, man. All right, and then the minute of the Lord ready for you to get down, because the much faster that can happen, is much faster we get the hell up out of here, man. All right, in that order, man. Go ahead, Doc.
It says, but now Tokayev seems intent on painting the unrest as the work of, I don't know if I can say this word, the T word. There's a war on, claiming that many of them have received military training abroad. Whether that is sustainable and whether popular anger represents an existential threat to his rule is far from clear. So
the war on Terrell, huh?
Yeah, Terrell. Yeah. Yeah, basically they're saying if you resist the government, you're one of them. So they're already painting a narrative that if you don't comply with whatever the government says, you have secret military training from some foreign entity. Like this is all, like the elder said, this is all coming to America, man. Just like Eddie Murphy, everything you see going on around the world, all of this unrest is coming here. And what these governments are doing to their citizens, they're going to do to these people, man. The only difference is America is so heavily armed. The government they don't want to just go with their move immediately. They want to try to use little clandestine, activity to try to disarm people first. But that's not going to work, man. Esau, he's in love with his blessing. He's not going to let it go.
Right, just like what they've been doing too. Brothers got a hint of it. All right, from like I said, I don't know if I can say the guy Richie,
RFB.
Yeah, RFB, Richard from Boston, man. Him and some other characters that we watch. They're saying that what Esau's finna do, which we didn't have a bunch of them down here. I didn't heard a brother up there in Wisconsin that had a bunch of them. What Esau getting ready to do is start rolling out a bunch of blackouts, man. All right, a bunch of blackouts where the power being shut down for hours at a time, and then in a sense of, because we know this devil move in the dark. All right, when he shuts down your city, all right, or your region in the dark, that's when they gonna make that move in, man. You wake up in the morning, it's tanks and Humvees every goddamn way. All right.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
There was I know you saw that video. I think you were the one that posted it too. It was a gutter rat talking about something called Project Zypher.
Yeah.
Where when as you were just saying, when the elites and the government are getting ready to make their move, there's going to be a blackout, a EMP, and that's when they're going to come up and snatch up political dissidents in the dead of night and put them in these different detention centers and zones out here and handle business.
Yeah, and never be seen again, man. Oh, but we know that Esau, your plans ain't gonna go as you think they're gonna go, man. All right, the Lord gonna set up a standard against your ass, man. Lord will, all right. Keep going. If you got some more, keep going.
That's on that. I got the other one though. When you want to go into the
yeah, go ahead. We get back on point. The spirit goes where it want to go at, man. So it is what it is,
Don, you want to bring out the Ezekiel first, or go into the other article on Russia?
I'm talking to you, right?
Oh.
You bring out the Ezekiel.
Oh yeah. I'll read the Ezekiel. Yeah. This is Ezekiel. How far you want me to go down?
Go down to about
7, where it says beat
7.
out.
I think that is 7. Be a guard unto them.
That's it. This is Ezekiel 38, verse 1. And the word of Yahawah came unto me, saying, Son of man, Set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and
Right.
say,
And Gog is Russia, man. All right. Gog is another word for Russia. All right. And these Russians, all right. This is a prophecy in the making right now. This actual prophecy is in motion. It's actually being displayed in front of us, man. This is what Russia is doing right now to these different nations around them, man. You know what you see in Kazakhstan, what you see with Crimea, with the things you have seen in the past couple of months, or Ukraine, man. This is in motion right now. This is a prophecy that's actually jumping off the page as we speak. All right, and it's only going to escalate, man. It's only going to get even more intense. All right, till we go down to what that scripture, I think, down in 10, man. Ezekiel 38 and 10. But keep going out.
verse 3, and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahawah, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Right, and we go over this time and time again. This particular scripture comes up quite frequent sometimes in this camp, you know, on live camp videos, man. All right, they're putting hooks in our jaws, going into how the Lord is going to put those hooks into Russia's jaws to make them turn into that Soviet Union state of mind, man. That warlike, ancient Soviet Union state of mind, man, in which they have done. Which you see, you have seen Putin, all right, display his distaste for America. You have seen Putin go out in pursuit of those different provinces and territories that was once part of the Soviet Union. Crimea being one. All right, Ukraine being another, man. And it's only gonna escalate more. All right, go ahead.
And put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
Right, and that goes into the whole host of the armies of Russia, man. All right, they're going to be a part of World War III. You know, you can't forget them because they're also one of the main characters of World War III, man. That's going to come against this whore and burn this bitch, man. Right along with China. All right along with what we know is going to come up in the next verse. Which the ancient name is Persia, but the modern day name today is Iran. She's gonna burn this whore, man. All right, right along. I'm gonna bring this out real fast. Now that I'm thinking about it, I went into this particular subject right here. You know, who are the U.S. allies and enemies? All right, and they got the NATO, all the NATO members up here, and they also went into some of the top allies of America. Number one being Mexico. All right. Next one is India, due to the simple fact having one of the largest one of the largest economies where many American companies do business in. All right, that's why they're friends. It says Brazil, Israel, all right, Egypt, Japan, South Korea, Panama, and Saudi Arabia, man. All right, and it says Saudi Arabia and Iraq due to oil trades, as America is the largest oil buyer of these states. That's why. All right. And right after that, it has a list of the enemies. Top three, top three, Iran, North Korea, Syria. All right. Then it goes into it says a part of these three nations, the following nations are considered to be hostile or unfriendly towards America, either in terms of economic, hostility or political hostility of or both. It says number one on the list. All right. Number one, Russia, America's greatest adversary since the 20th century. All right. Libya, Afghanistan, Somalia, China. All right. Venezuela, Pakistan, Cuba, Palestine. And what a tent. All right. They ain't give it a tent. They gave it a tent. But those are America's, all right, biggest foes, biggest enemies, right along with their top allies. But guess what? We tell you time and time again, according to prophecy, according to these scriptures, all those nations that I named, from Mexico, India, Brazil, Israel, Egypt, Japan, South Korea, Panama, and Saudi Arabia, even they gonna turn on them, man. And they got over 29 NATO countries in that bunch, man. All them countries is gonna turn on America. All right, give me Revelation 17:16 real fast too. You know,
I got it.
this is the plan of those nations, man. And give me Jeremiah 50. I play 50 and 12, I believe.
Gotcha.
Read that Revelation first.
God, this is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Right. And this is what's gonna happen, man. All those nations that are in unison with this whore and that at variance against this whore is gonna burn this whore, man. And eat her flesh and burn her with fire. How are they gonna burn her with fire, man? And that whore being America, how America's gonna get burned with fire? Through those nuclear missiles, man. All right, that's how. You know, a lot of you so-called wacky-tacky Christians don't want to accept that. All right, you don't want to accept. All you want to believe in all day. You niggas drink down that rapture juice all goddamn day. Put the rapture juice down, man. All right, the tribulation and rapture. That's all you niggas are sucking on all goddamn day, but you have no understanding on what the hell going on, man. All right. What's finna happen is the ultimate destruction. All right. And we telling you and giving you the main character right now, man. You have something to say?
God. And if you've been paying attention, you can see that the 10 horns, which is speaking of the EU, upon the beast NATO, hey, they've got a multitude of grievances towards that whore, America. For one, with the U.S. pushing for a conflict with Russia over the Ukraine. Russia is there's a situation going on where Russia is not sending a lot of their natural gases to Europe in response to the U.S. trying to take Ukraine. And Europe, a lot of these NATO nations like Germany, France, you name it, get most of their heating oil and natural gas for the winter season from Russia. So it's looking like it's going to be a very cold winter in Europe because of what the U.S. is doing towards Russia. So there's a point there, making these 10 horns hate that whore. And then you had something called AUKUS, where the U.S. started doing deals with Australia to give them nuclear weapons technology for submarines. And France felt some kind of way about that because the U.S. wouldn't give France any of this technology, even though they've been an ally for a much closer ally to the U.S. than Australia. So there's another strike with one of those horns having a reason to hate the whore.
Hey, Jeremiah 50 and 12. Let's get it.
It says, Jeremiah 50, verse 12, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Which we know that the mother is Great Britain. That's where Babylon comes out of. It says, behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
Yeah, go ahead. You about to say something?
Yeah. Another thing, all happening. A lot of shit happened this year, building that animosity between the U.S. and its allies, those that were Confederate with her, as it says in Obadiah, I think 1 verse 7, where it said in that Jeremiah 50 verse 12, your mother shall be sore confounded with you. When the U.S. pulled out of Afghanistan, a bunch of former heads of state in the British government, as well as current heads of state in the British government, said, I don't think that unbreakable bond can survive this situation with Afghanistan, because the U.S. put the U.K. in a very bad position pulling out of Afghanistan like that. So that's another strike between the U.S. and its allies. So the Most High is putting many different situations in place to make America's allies start to turn against her, and it's going to culminate in them allying themselves with Gog. Or if you go into Jeremiah 50 verse 9 in that same chapter, that North country, Russia, to altogether shoot 200 million nuclear missiles onto this whore to eat her flesh and burn her with that fire.
That's right, man. You know, and you had the whole conflict of what, about a year ago, a year and a half ago, Brexit, which made Britain pulled out of that shit, man. You know, so you got a lot of conflict coming from all different directions that we gotta, we as the prophets gotta continue to pay attention to, man. You know, all that's gonna, like I said before, gonna bring forth us getting the hell up out of here, man. You know, we like to see you devils get into it, all right? Go ahead. You had something? Or whatever, because I'm gonna probably get this one right here.
If I could, I just wanted to make a point with I'll just read it in Jeremiah 50 verse 9. For lo, I will raise the cause to come up against Babylon, the United States of America, an assembly of great nations from the north country, that north country being Russia. And when you go back to that Ezekiel 38, with them getting those hooks put back into their jaws in that old Soviet Union spirit, hey, Russia's been real busy economically, geopolitically, and militarily with these different nations out here. They're doing military ties and political ties with Sudan, which just happens to be by the Red Sea in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, positioning them there. They helped Bashar al-Assad beat the U.S., Israel, and their proxy forces in the Syrian civil war, and they've refurbished one of their vital military ports there. And then you see what they're doing with Ukraine and Crimea, flexing their muscles. And one of the main reasons they're known as that North country is because of that Arctic Ocean region. Because what's north of the U.S.? You've got Canada, then that Arctic Ocean region, which over the past couple of years, the Russians have been building up their military assets heavily in that region. And you've had U.S. generals have to literally come out and say, look, we got to play catch up with the Russians in the Arctic Ocean region, because this is a very strategic area. And one guy who's a geopolitical analyst said this. He said, those that are in control of the Arctic Ocean region have a very strategic location, because that's the shortest point it would take for a military to reach any capital of the world with missiles.
All right, and they're gonna do that, man. The scriptures talks about, all right, in the space of half an hour, man. All right, the scripture talks about how this whore is gonna be burned with fire. It's only gonna take an hour to burn this bitch up, man. This whore called America. When over 200 million missiles get detonated on this country, according to prophecy of the Bible, not in my own heart. All right, I'm not twisting nothing. This is in the scripture. The scriptures talks about this whore getting burned with fire in the space of an hour, man. All right. And it's going to happen, all right? It's predestined to happen, according to prophecy, man. But I had this one here.
You mind if I finish that verse 9 real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
So, this to fill you wacky tacky Christians in, man. That ain't talking about just no regular, average, everyday arrow that you go buy from Dick's Sporting Goods. You go buy from Academy, all right, or your local archery store that you go buy a bow and arrow from. Those arrows there are nothing more giving them biblical. It's basically who you was reading, what book you was reading from?
Jeremiah 50.
Yeah. Jeremiah was giving his biblical description of today's time of a nuclear missile. And he said it basically looked like an arrow, man. All right. And read that part again about the arrow. What's going to happen with the arrow?
Con. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man.
Right.
None.
That's why it called those arrows or those nuclear missiles, because an arrow from Dick's Sporting Goods cannot be of a mighty expert man. All right. That mighty expert man part is talking about the GPS. Uh, the mighty expert man is talking about the GPS capabilities that those nuclear missiles are gonna have, man. All right. And then the scriptures, there's also many scriptures too that tell you that them missiles not going to run into each other. They're not going to collide mid-air. They're not going to.
I got it for you.
Okay. Why they not going to do that? Because of the GPS capabilities, man. All right. When they go up in the air, they get sideways or something. It's going to redirect itself back to where it's supposed to go. And you best believe, as we speak, in them silos, they already pre-programmed to go to certain cities, certain continents, man, certain different provinces of the world, man. All right, to detonate. All right, go ahead, to back me up with that. How they not gonna hit each other, man. They're not gonna explode midair and have an accident. One crosses another. No, they're gonna hit pinpoint where they need to go, man. And you know, like I said before, these Russians, man, these goddamn Russians, man. The Most High has given them the ultimate technology to put that technology in their missiles, man. They have it. All right. Satan 1, Satan 2. All right. The nations. I think it's the TARS bomber. If I'm rough prepared, I might be saying it wrong. The TARS bomber. That's another powerful missile that these Russians have, man.
The King Bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It ain't just no dumbass missile that you just shoot and hope it hit. No, those have mighty expert man goes into the honing in the GPS capabilities that those missiles have to project those warheads where they need to go at, man. Go ahead,
This is Joel chapter 2, verse 7. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks.
And not break their ranks going into those nukes, man. Those missiles. All right. The Lord, you seen how just in 2 scriptures the Lord referred to those missiles as mighty expert men. He referred to them as men of war, marching over the walls and getting busy, man. All right. And those missiles, man, those missiles gonna have the fierce anger of the Lord in them, man. When he drop them on your goddamn heads, man. All right, all the wicked around the world, all the wicked of Babylon, the Lord's gonna drop, really rain. He's gonna really be the real rain, make it rain on your goddamn asses, man. All right.
I'm gonna back that Joel.
Hey,
Got one more verse too.
I'm a why. Do you have a way of finding that old GMS sign of it's a missile, the missile coming from out of the atmosphere into space, coming back down? It's a diagram of the missile. Just to show Jake, man. It's an old sign. I don't have it. I think I might have it on an old USB card or something, man. Just wanted to, this came to me off the dome, man.
I'll look for it.
You mind if I read verse 8 real quick?
Yeah, keep going out.
This is Joel 2 and 8. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Right. They should not thrust one another, meaning they're not going to run into each other. They're not gonna detonate mid-air because it was an accident in space. Now they're gonna hit their mark. They're gonna be of a mighty expert man. They're gonna have keen what's the word? They're gonna have keen precision. They're gonna hit with precision, man. They're gonna hit their mark. If those missiles are programmed to hit LA, they're gonna hit LA to the T. If they're scheduled to hit New Orleans, they're gonna hit New Orleans to the T, man. All right, they're gonna really level some shit out here. All right, and like we tell you all the time, this whore called America, she gonna let some missiles off too, man. All right, but ultimately, Russia is gonna let them hoes go, man. NATO too. Did you brother see the video I put up there with NATO versus Russia and the amount of technology they have and the amount of missiles? That NATO got some shit too, man. You know?
And when it said they shall fall upon the sword and not be wounded, that sword is talking about those anti-missile defense systems, which are going to fail in that day. So all these missiles can reach their targets without any problems. For one, again, Russia's got those hypersonic missiles, which no anti-missile defense system can keep up with. And for two, really number one, the Most High Spirit's going to be on those anti-missile defense systems to fail as well.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah. They had all kind of articles that they're starting to declassify the chariot sightings. When the chariots would pop up around the Pentagon or different military bases, they would disable the defense systems. These are military, ex-military men coming out straight up telling you that chariots would appear and then their systems would malfunction. They did this decades ago. So that and the Most High is just letting Esau know, like, look, whatever you're planning, I could just any given moment, I can just pop up.
Cap.
They're finished.
Hey, there were times where coming up in this truth where Apostle Tahar brought out accounts, all right, where the chariots to go around the different silos around America and actually start counting down, and everybody being afraid, like, oh no, we don't want that, and make the countdown go, man. The red light come on, and then 5, 4, 3, and this turn the bitch off, man. And all the Edomites would be going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs in there, man. The missiles start smoking, going down and shit. The doors start opening and shit, man. But that's good for you devils, man. Show you don't have no power, man, as you think you do, man. I wanted to find this other one real fast. Like I say, bear with. Oh, here you go. Bear with me because I got a new Bible. You know how that can be. This is I think I'm a while. You can break it down real fast because I think this is what you were talking about. You and Ryan was talking about this. This is Jeremiah 51. Shit, I might well get all the meat off that bone though. This is Jeremiah 51:1. It says, "Thus said the Lord, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, that shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about." All right, and it says this the point. All right, and against them that bended, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted up himself in his brigandine. All right, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts.
Gone. So the destroying wind is going into the nuclear fallout, the destruction, the same destruction that the angels are holding back right now, going back to Revelation 7, so that the elect can be sealed. And once that's done, as the brother just read, there's going to be fanners that are sent. They're going to fan the flames, and then it says the brigandine that goes into in the Hebrew is sarayan, which is basically like a coat of armor in the ancient world. But as it tells you in Isaiah, the 9th chapter, that this war is not going to be like that old ancient battle. You go into war, you hear swords clashing. This war is going to be fought with fuel of fire. So the brigandine represents what? The missile defense system, and it's not going to help America, man.
That's right.
But I got a real quick one to back over that precept and the one Raya brought out.
I gotta get my other Bible, but also those fanners are the angels, man. They're gonna make this temperature even hotter. They're gonna make this shit even hotter than what it is, man. Because if you fan a fire, you actually can make that fire engulf more, man. This is in my other scriptures though. Let me see. Let me get it real fast. Go ahead, brothers.
If I could bring this just real quick to back up that destroying wind and what the elder brother said about those angels being those faders. This is Revelation 7 verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the winds should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And when you go into the rest of the chapter, it says, hey, them holding back the 4 winds, that nuclear destruction, they're not going to release it until the elect have been sealed. And what's going to happen? Hey, the MOTB is going to be mandatorily implemented, and then shortly thereafter, that's when the battle in the Valley of Jehoshaphat's going to kick off, and those nuclear missiles are going to start flying from one end of the earth unto the other.
That's what I had right here. This
Okay.
second Ezra 16 and 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss. Going into the defense mechanism failing. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Now, what kind of arrow can you shoot from one end of the world to the other? It's talking about a missile, man. And it
And
says they're not going to miss. You got it.
I'm just gonna say, if you watch that movie Terminator 3, not 2 but 3, the movie ends with the nuclear missiles firing, and they show a shot from space where you see the atmosphere, and you just see the missiles with their trails just boom, in an explosion, like just crisscrossing in the atmosphere, going from one end of the earth even into the other. And they look like arrows that are being shot from one corner to the other.
That's gonna happen, man. All of the prophets, they didn't have the word, ICBM back then, so they just used arrows, man.
Yeah, you're not going to see Satan 2 or hypersonic missile in scriptures.
You want me to bring out that second article on Russia?
Yeah, I'm gonna get this too, cause somebody get it's Jeremiah 49:31 and read 32. I'm gonna get this other scripture real fast, the one that I wanted, real fast, cause I want to get this scripture real fast right here.
John, this Jeremiah 49 and 31. Arise, get ye up unto the wealthy nation that dwelleth without care, saith Yahawah, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone. Which that's talking about America clearly. There's no, and their camels shall be a booty, and the multitude of their cattle is spoil, and I will scatter into all winds them that are the utmost corners, and I will bring their calamity from all sides thereof, saith Yahawah.
Right.
And those utmost corners, the ends of the earth, that country at the end of the earth, as it said back in Jeremiah 50 verse 12, the hindermost of the nations.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Babylon the Great, man.
14:2. Let me see.
Yeah. So don't worry about overthrowing the government with cryptocurrency.
Yeah, man. We gotta take down the bankers with Bitcoin, which they created.
Right.
That was an anonymous Japanese dude. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, man. And people suck that shit up. They believe that bullshit, man.
Yeah, they really believe that.
Let's see. Jeremiah 50.
This is Dabu 7.
That guy, man.
Plant. But yeah, I'm gonna read the article real quick. This is starting at this is going into who is Russia and Bible prophecy. It says Rush is the word in Hebrew which means head or chief, and in the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashwan Kodash is pronounced Ra'ash, but here, so-called modern Hebrew is Strong's H 7218. It's Rush, which says head, top, chief, head, beginning. So in the article it says Rosh is a word in Hebrew which means head or chief. Rosh and Rush have been names used for Western Russia, Eastern Europe for over 1,000 years. This is where the name Russia actually comes from. See also nations like Belarus, which again goes back to Rush. The evidence allows us to pair Rosh, Meshach, and Tubal together as they are all mentioned beside each other in Ezekiel 38 and 6 as dwelling in the far north. The Russians and other Eastern Europeans have other biblical nations associated with them. The Medes and the Persians were an alliance of two nations between 600 and 334 BC. Herodotus mentions that they had colonies in Eastern Europe around 400 BC. The Medo-Persians were defeated by Alexander the Great in 334 BC. At this time, the Medes began to migrate, which all of this is documented in the scriptures, which has the actual secular history of the earth. It says, in Strabo's account of geography, he mentions the Medes alongside the Mashi. These people dwelt together. And then it says, Pliny the Elder in the later first century noted that some of the Medes had migrated to the Don River, which is one of the major rivers of southern Russia. About 9 years ago, Russia and Iran began formal cooperation with each other, which Iran is the modern term for Persia, which is in the scriptures. Persia was named after a Greek god, Persis, which those are the Elamites. It says, especially in the area of military development, the symbol for Russia is the bear, which is the same animal used to describe the Medo-Persian Empire in ancient times. See Daniel chapter 7, verse 1 through 10. The bear in Daniel has one side raised up. In ancient times, the Persians had a stronger control of this alliance. In modern time, the Medes, Western Russians, have the upper hand. They are raised up. When these nations agreed upon formal cooperation, it was bringing back this ancient alliance. We see from these brief explanations of history that Russia is referred to as Rosh, Meshech, and Tubal, and also the descendants of the Medes.
Right. That's what you're seeing now, man. That bear is rised up. Like it says, whenever time you see alliance or agreements come in hand with these smaller nations, give me that one. The weak said, "I am strong."
I got it. Got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Joel 3, I'll start at verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the heathen Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
All right. Let the weak, and it's talking about the weaker nations, say that I'm strong. But who's giving them the power to say that they're strong? The Russians, the bear. By giving them resources, giving them money, giving them aid into getting military style weapons. All right, aircrafts, boats, nukes. Those are the ones who's making those nations with a formal agreement, all right, with that alliance to come together, man. All right, just as they have done with Iran, man. Who has given Iran uranium rods, man? All right, who has given Iran certain scientists and scientific information onto splitting the atom to making themselves nukes? Russia, all right, and with the help of China, man. All right, them goddamn gooks, them some well skilled motherfuckers too, man. All through the power of the Most High, man. Going into what that is, the other one, in Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah, but go ahead, go ahead.
And to back you up, Russia gave military hardware to Bashar al-Assad in Syria to help them fight against ISIS, which was a proxy mercenary force for the U.S. and Israel. And in Libya, Russia took sides with the ones that were the government, because you got a civil war going on right there between the pro-U.S. NATO government and then the one side that Russia's on the side with. And Russia sent mercenary forces over there and military hardware to prop them up. So Russia's as backing up what the elder brother said, Russia has given these weaker, smaller nations the means to rise up and say that they're strong now and talk shit against the U.S.
Right. You know, and like I said, giving them the knowledge to do that, man. The different schematics and the different equipment to make those missiles. All right, the missile capabilities, those AK-40s. Why you think the Kalashnikov, the AK-47 is the most issued out gun around the world, man? By who? The Russians, man. All right, what you think? I forgot the name of that goddamn tank, man. It's a tank, but it's a Russian tank these different nations have the same copy of the same tank. Where you think the equipment is coming from? Russia, man.
The MiG fighter jet. That's a Russian design.
Yeah, man. That's right. You know, just as like I went into the scientists. Who giving Iran the knowledge with those scientists, man? Ultimately, the Most High, but giving it down through Russia, man, through China. They have worked with Iran to get that. I got a script to go into that real fast. This is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bring forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. That instrument is a nuclear missile, man. That's the waster, the ultimate waster to destroy. All right, and those nations, right along with that bear, Russia is going to destroy America, man. To keep pumping that vibration out there to you, man. All right, Russia is the bear. They always been known as the bear. All right, and that bear is in the warlike pad. You know, just like when you steal the cubs, you still the cubs of a bear, man. That motherfucker is strong, man. It's angry, man. And we seen the anger of that bear being pushed out, you know. And we, you know, I'm gonna say this, man. I hope Sleepy Joe do some shit that really really push that bear to his limits, man. Which is gonna happen. You know, we ready, you know, the men of the Lord, we ready for this thing to bust, the seams to bust loose on this thing, man. All right. Let me see something.
And shit, Russia literally uses the bear in a lot of their iconography.
That's right, man. Yeah, you got anything else up? We kind of hit all points. You know?
Just to back up what Ryan just said, there's actually posters of Putin riding a bear, literally. Like he rides bears. Like he's not in that Joe Biden spirit, man. Putin's he's with it, man.
He's not shitting on himself, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's not shitting on himself.
He's
in that goddamn embarrassment, man. You know, you got all these goddamn peanut butter chasers, all right? All in the army. You got all these goddamn black women, Mexican, white women all in the army. That's an insult. That's an embarrassment to the world armies, man. They laugh at your ass, man. You know?
If I could,
you know, when this thing breaks out, man, they can't wait to carve you up nice with some shit, man. You know, these Russians, you know, there's videos out there. You can go on link, what it is?
Live
links and shit, man. They burning goddamn flags every goddamn day, man. You know, they're ready to get their hands on you damn Americans, man. You know? They're ready to go to war too. The world is ready to go to the world is ready to bring down this big bad wolf, man. All right? The big bad America. All right? Go ahead. You got something you got here?
I just wanted to say, hey, these outside of America and Western Europe and these limp-wristed democracies are so-called, the rest of the world, you can at least give them heathens that. Like, they're in that ancient spirit. Like, Putin's a modern-day king. Xi Jinping, the president of China, he's a king. He was named president for life. Putin might as well be president for life. They're in that spirit of, hey, one man rules the whole country. That's why they're in that masculine, manly spirit.
Yeah, man. And you see why they do the things they do, man.
And they ain't wearing adult diapers like Biden and Trump.
Right, man. Hey, man, so with that, man, we hope that was edifying. To the next time, we'll give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahawah. Double honor to the elders apostles once again. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect and those that follow after the Lamb. Till next time, Shalawam.
Shalawam.